Well, apparently this week, another big topic. The world knows Trump is almost back, and they are responding accordingly. And
Yes, they are.
while it's not finalized just yet, and some fighting is still taking place, Israel and Hamas have agreed to a ceasefire and hostage releases after Trump stated that negotiations involving his team were ongoing about a week ago. And he also stated that if hostages weren't released, all hell would break loose in the region. Of course, all the Democrats are claiming this was all Biden's doing, including Joe Biden himself. Here's a video of him trying to take credit for this.
This is the ceasefire agreement I introduced last spring. Today, Hamas and Israel have agreed to that ceasefire agreement and the whole ending the war. You know, those of you who have followed the negotiations can attest, the road to this deal has not been easy. I've worked in foreign policy for decades. This is one of the toughest negotiations I've ever experienced. And we reached this point because of the pressure that Israel built on Hamas, backed by the United States. Hamas.
So here he was basically, it's my doing. We got it done. We've been working on this forever, right? Well, here is a video of Trump and Joe side by side here over the last week or so.
Thank you.
Who gets credit for this, Mr. President, you or Trump?
Is that a joke? Oh, thank you.
If those hostages aren't back, I don't want to hurt your negotiation. If they're not back by the time I get into office, all hell will break out in the Middle East. And it will not be good for Hamas, and it will not be good, frankly, for anyone. All hell will break out.
So even though Biden is taking credit all to his own, it was literally 3 days until Trump retakes office. Now, 5 days when the deal was brokered. I find it very hard to believe that this was solely Biden's doing, especially when Biden couldn't do anything in the past 15 months in regard to this situation. But we're supposed to believe he got it done now, less than a week before Trump's inauguration. I mean, come on. Use your deductive reasoning and stop denying the obvious. Not to mention, Biden this last week forgot how to sign an executive order on his own. But they want us to believe he brokered peace. Here he is.
Highlands National Monument. Here we go.
Okay.
Gotta fill this in.
Yeah.
I know, Santino, I'm trying, the day of.
What?
In this hand, you'll fill in the dates here, guys?
Oh, my God.
So, again, do we buy this bullcrap from Joe Biden right now?
Christ.
I mean, Arab officials also report that Trump's Middle East envoy team, led by Steve Witkoff, had more impact in one meeting than Biden had all year. The breakthrough came after Witkoff's intense meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, where he managed to persuade the prime minister in ways that Biden's administration could not. According to reports from the Times of Israel, the meeting was pivotal, with Witkoff's aggressive negotiation tactics proving more effective than months of discussions under the Biden administration. Even Biden's own State Department staff credits Trump for this deal getting done, all within an hour of Biden giving himself all the credit at the podium that we just saw. Here's the clip of the State Department giving Trump credit.
When it comes to the involvement of President-elect Trump's team, it has been absolutely critical in getting this deal over the line. And it's been critical because, obviously, as I stand here today, this administration's term in office will expire in 5 days. And one of the things that we have always said about this deal is that when you get from stage 1 to stage 2, that the United States, Egypt, and Qatar are the guarantors of this deal. And Egypt and Qatar will push Hamas to stay at the bargaining table and to get from stage 1 to stage 2. And the United States will push Israel to stay at the bargaining table to get from phase 1 and phase 2. So obviously, those are promises we cannot make on behalf of the United States for any longer than the next 5 days. And so it's critical that all of the parties to the agreement and the other mediators see that when the United States is in the room making commitments, those are lasting commitments that extend beyond this administration.
That's Biden's own State Department giving Trump credit. Regardless whether or not Biden's framework of a plan that he had back in May of 2024 whether it was the foundation for what was agreed upon or not, Biden clearly wasn't strong enough to get the deal done on his own, and there's no doubt that Trump brought it over the finish line. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter who did what. What matters is peace. If it can be maintained, it's already on shaky ground at best by all accounts. It is the Middle East after all, and even if Trump achieves and maintains peace for the next 4 years, true lasting peace will not come to the region until Jesus Christ himself returns, according to the Bible. So thoughts on this whole thing with Israel and Hamas? Is this peace going to last? Is it going to be fully implemented? I know it's kind of on shaky ground. It's not been fully signed just yet. But it sounds like Trump had a big hand in it.
I think it will be once he's in office.
You think so?
I mean, yeah, I think a lot of things, as far as the world acting out in certain ways, won't fly again with us. You know what I mean? Because, like, think about it. It was the one time in a long time that, like, there was no issues, because he was the type of person you didn't fully believe he could, or you didn't want to test the fact if he could. So I think he's just one of those type of people that is real with everybody. Like, and I think not having that and getting what we got for the last 4 years, man, I'll take that over this.
It sounds like they heard his threat, and all hell will break loose, and they go, "Uh-oh, we better wrap this up real quick."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They
So,
ship out, champ.
regardless of how you feel about either side, it sounds like Trump is like, knock it off.
Mm-hmm.
To
There's
both
a
sides.
clip that Badlands uses on like every one of their podcasts that Trump says, "I caught the swamp. I caught them all." I fully believe it. And the stuff with Israel is going to play out. And we've loosely talked about it before. I have my take on Israel.
A lot of people do.
And yeah, I think we're in for a lot of surprises soon.
Well, even this report was talking about how it was Witkoff and Trump's aggressive negotiations with Netanyahu. Sounds like they almost had to make him come to the table in a certain extent. So, you may not be far off on a lot of this stuff for sure. I mean, I don't know the details of all the, which sides are doing what, but at the same time, anytime that you could get these two to stop, that's good. But like I said, it's the Middle East. How long will this last? Yeah. Will this peace deal remain intact? Will one side break it? I don't know. But hopefully, with Trump coming back in office, maybe as this meme depicts, maybe they'll knock it off. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, big news as for sure. But yeah. Thank you for checking out this clip of the Dragon's Den podcast. If you like what you saw here, please consider checking out our live podcast almost every single Friday night here on the channel at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And until our next video, guys, take care and God bless.